money left over that you will save. And you'll use that money to start building that real estate portfolio so that you can secure that financial future that you've always dreamed about. So with my experience and support, your goal is to make at least 5 to 10 grand 45 days after your training. Because my training is not 3 days as I advertise. It's more. All it takes is desire, action, and a proven system. So, training day number 1. Why, when, where, and how we real estate. You better know how you're wholesaling real estate. Because if you don't know the benefits, the pros and cons about wholesaling, then you don't know your business. You want to be able to talk very smoothly just by knowing 5 to 7 different key points about wholesaling, because that will help your sell. Assignments and double closings. When do we use them? For what amount of profits? Do we use a wet double close or do we use a dry double close? Oh, what are those? Most people ask. Targeting distressed properties and sellers. I showed you a few different techniques. 5 ways on each side. But there's a lot more than that. I don't want you to do all at one time. We're here to build business. So I'll walk you through it. Find your area of operation. Where am I going to find these wholesale deals? I've been looking, but you know, I've been striking out. Really? Been looking in the right places? Learn how to evaluate any town USA. How could I figure out the comps better than that agent over in Alabama? How do I know the stats better than that agent over in Alabama? And that agent came highly recommended. 45, 50, 53,000. I wish. I know better. If that was the case, I would have been able to sell it real quick at 35, huh? Extreme marketing tactics. We're marketers. You want to bring in those cash buyers. You always want to be able to have a deal knowing that you got someone to buy it. Or you always want that deal. We got to market. But we got to do it in a way that's tactful. We got to do it in a way that's using angles. We got to do it in a way that's leveraged and, most of all, cost effective. Because I'm not really big in spending a whole lot of money in marketing when I know that there's ways that's very inexpensive. And how to build your cash buyers list. In fact, I will show you a couple different techniques that I guarantee that I can find you 100 cash buyers in less than an hour in your own backyard. I ask people all the time the size of the database because they say, you know what, I've got people in my database. How many? 35, 50. Really? You should have that by the end of the week. Not in the last 5 years. Find the real deals. No daisy chains. No inflated prices. And locate the absentee owners. We're going to all do this on the very first day. Then training day number 2, submitting no-risk offers, 10 per day, that only takes you 20 minutes so that we can reach the 50 offers at the end of the week, so we can reach the 2,400 offers, so that we can make that $192,000 off that 1% of 2,400 and have more money than you ever believed you could make. Or you know what? Ante up and start paying $4.44 an hour so that you can have twice as much. Profiting with pre-foreclosures. How do we structure the deals? I know everybody goes after short sales, but that's not always the best way to go. How can we make profits off of those? Property and seller research. How do we hunt these guys down like bounty hunters so that way we can get to them before anybody else gets to them, because that's where the deals are. Analyzing property values and learning how accurately to run comps and working the numbers and formulating offers. All should be within a 20-minute period. Physically inspecting houses. Being able to walk into a house and do a quick and dirty inspection and knowing what's important, what's not, what creates value, what doesn't, and knowing what it costs to put that house back together. Day 3 is all about the legal work. We will focus on the anatomy of the wholesaler's contract. We will talk about key clauses that will keep you safe and not sorry. And you don't even have to use a wholesaler's contract, because there was a time that my friend and I bought a property in San Diego on the beach where he walked into it, and it was a seller, a married couple that was selling their condo. He didn't have a contract, but he knew the key clauses, so he ran over to Office Depot, got their cheap generic contract, and plugged it right in to make it work. It's important to know your key clauses, because if you don't have a contract in your pocket sometimes, and you come across a deal like that, you didn't even know. Role-playing. I believe role-playing and hands-on experience is extremely important. I mean, think about it. If I were to teach you self-defense through a book or a video, and you read that book or video for a year, and unfortunately someone attacks you in the parking lot, you think you're going to really react the way you should react? No. It takes one physical, one mental year to react the way you're supposed to react in self-defense. I mean, you've got to react in self-defense or in real estate as if you're tying your shoe, talking, chewing gum, and looking away. And you know where that comes in? Practice. Role-playing. Think about it. If you and I were to get in the ring and you were really learning from a book and a video, and I've actually been in the gym training using sparring partners, I think we're going to be a little mismatched, right? No more of that stuff. Role-playing. Case studies, just like I did with the Alabama house. We'll take a look at a bunch of different ways that I can create things so that you can create and replicate the exact same thing that I'm doing. Understanding the pre-foreclosure laws in California, which is extremely important. Can't even say that. The 6 successful steps in contract signings. 13 marketing strategies for a quick sale. Trust me, I use some, honestly, how many of you have heard of going to loan modifications or credit repair agencies to have them follow your deals over to you? They're not teaching that stuff. They don't even know it. That's the difference. The anatomy of the assignment contract. What I mean by the anatomy, what does that really mean? We're dissecting it, aren't we? That means you will understand every word in each sentence, so that when you are sitting down with your buyer or with your seller, and they ask a question, you know exactly what the answer is. Because how stupid would you look if they asked you a question about this line and you had no idea what it meant? Not only that, the way I structured my contracts, because I wrote them, there's a psychological twist to it, to where I'm always setting up my seller and I'm always setting up my buyer to get them to agree to my terms. They don't know it, but we know it. It just helps the deal get done quicker. Also on day 3, the end buyer negotiation strategies. How are we going to get that home buyer? Or maybe how are we going to get that landlord to get on the hook and take this deal off our hands in 72 hours or less? More case studies, more role playing. 10 steps to find it, buy it, and sign it. I don't know about you, but I'm more of a picture person when I'm looking at stuff. So if you're a picture person, then I've got that for you. And if you're one that likes my wife, complete opposite, where it's all words, don't worry, I got that for you too. In fact, a lot of people call and say, you know what, Sensei, I'd really like to get your materials before we start the training camp. And I'm saying, I'm sorry, I can't send them to you because they're a workbook that fill in the blank. That way you're paying attention. You don't pay attention, you don't get the answer. You need you to pay attention. So you need to know the 10 steps, because if you get all confused saying, what do I do next? It's simple. I've already had it mapped it all out for you. You just drop down the menu, just like you're on a website. Drop down, drop down, drop down. Okay? Recruiting your power team, how to get the key players on your team to do all the work behind the scenes for you, and how to use transactional funding the proper way. And all the changes that are going in today's market with transactional funding, and what we can and we cannot use transactional funding. And helping your buyers get the cash for your deal. In fact, the only time that I'll just kind of give you a side note, the only time that we use hard money lenders is to refer them to our buyer. 45-day action plan. You know what that means? For the first 30 days, we are setting up your business. I said we, I didn't say you. We're setting up your business. I've got certain tasks that you must check off every single day. At the end of the 30 days, you should be full-blown out there to where you're making lots of offers and have something on the hook by your 45th day. If you don't, there's something wrong. And then we've got to analyze what's going on with you to make sure that you are on the right track, because you should have something within 45 days. Take a look at what Hamilton had to say. I spent thousands of dollars obtaining information on how to wholesale properties. After attending Sensei's wholesale training camp, I can clearly see why Sensei is the best. He gives you all the information you need to succeed where, as many of the so-called gurus and home study courses, they only give the decent content, but not enough to get going. Sensei doesn't hold anything back, and he truly inspires people to take action today. I highly recommend Sensei to anyone that desires success. Hamilton Hanley. Let me tell you something about Hamilton. Hamilton came to me in the tail end of winter of 2008. What happened in 2008? Everything tanked, didn't it? Good time to buy properties, good time to sell properties. Crickets is what you're hearing in most realty offices. But Hamilton takes a wholesale training camp the very last weekend of February. And on March 1st, if you go back in your calendar, you will see on March 1st, 2008 was a Monday. He and his partner that took my course started their business and started their action plan. And by May of 2008, the both of them had made over $155,000 wholesaling and signing contracts in the worst time in our lives, economic lives. Something can't be done. These guys made the impossible possible. So, what are you going to get when you come to the training camp? 3 full days of live training, yours personally. A complete step-by-step, easy-to-use workbook, pictures, and text. All the contracts and disclosures that you need for in-state and out-of-state. Role-playing, case studies, and more role-playing. Here's what you're not going to get. Fluff and stuff. Things that are going to make you feel great and sizzle to become fizzle. You're not going to get guest speakers coming in and upselling you, trying to get you to take this program and spend an extra $1,000 on this. Nope. I said training. You and I are getting in the ring together, and we are going to train. Nothing but wholesaling. So, I have some bonuses to offer. And bonus number 1 is that 4-week rapid success coaching with me. I'm going to keep you engaged whether you like it or not. And you will have questions. And 99.9% of the time your questions are going to be in your book. But nonetheless, you guys will contact me. And you and I will communicate and iron out all the little kinks. That's a $400 value, because when you buy a big package of email coaching, it's $100 an email. Bonus number 2, the Wholesale Net Workout, an online strategy session. 4 times a year, we will get together online, just the wholesalers that have taken my training. So, that 45-day action plan, right around the 60th day, our class will get back together online to where you and I can discuss back and forth about your deals, your successes, your hurdles, your pitfalls, to keep you engaged. And you know what? The next quarter, you're going to come back and do the same thing. So I'm always keeping you engaged the whole time throughout your real estate career. Been doing that since 2004. That's a $500 value just for that one session. Bonus number 3, you get free access to Black Belt Investors' exclusive online forum. You know Facebook, Black Belt Investors has one too, but especially for you wholesalers. You create your own profile. You need cash, ask another wholesaler. You need deals, ask another wholesaler. You got something to promote, put it on there. It's exclusive. Others are not allowed in it. The only people that are allowed in it are the people that go to the wholesale training camp. You know what ends up happening? Dean has a property, but he's looking for a buyer because his property, you live here in Santa Barbara, yes? Okay, so he's in Buellton. But you know what? He's got a property over by the Salton Sea. You know where that's at? Okay, so he's got a property in Salton Sea. He's not going to be running over there. But you know what? There's a wholesaler that's nearby and over in Coachella Valley that has no problem running over there because that's only 20 minutes away. So now you got some legs on the ground. Does that help? And now you've been trained by me, so you both understand how to work. So he does the leg work, maybe even finds a buyer over there. He's got the deal, married together, you both get paid. Who doesn't want that? We all want that. To me, priceless. Bonus number 4, direct access to $5 million in cash for your single home funding. That's right, if you're going to start working deals that are bank controlled, you're going to need money. So I'll supply to you. I'll give you the proof of funds, verifiable, and the money if you need it. Tell me that doesn't help get your deals closed. Okay? Typically there's services out there that will charge you $2,200 and they'll charge you $197 a month. Nope. It's all yours, free, forever. Okay? Bonus number 5. For the next 12 months, you can re-attend any wholesale training camp absolutely free. So if you take the next one coming up, you want to take one the next month, no problem, come. Get educated. The more you're in the ring, the better you're going to become that wholesale warrior. Don't take it once. If you're going to take it once, don't sign up. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't waste my time. I want warriors. I want someone that's going to come again and again and again. Me, today, taking 2 wholesale trainings. Not mine, obviously. Someone else's. Why? Because I'm always looking at different angles. Iron sharpens iron. Understand that. And you'll get paid faster. That's a $997 value. You and I doing business together. Think about it. Did you get paid faster if you and I were doing business together? You get deals. I got a pretty darn large database. You get deals. I evaluate them. Fits my criteria. It's a real wholesale deal. Then I'll go ahead and blast it out to my database. That will get you paid faster. Priceless in my eyes. So let's take a look at this, break it down. The wholesale training camp is $14.97. The coaching is $400. The online networking strategy and network out strategy, that's a word that I coined. Networking, work out your issues in regards to the business. $500. Online form that's exclusive, priceless. Proof of funds and transactional funding is going to save you $2,200. Re-attend the wholesale training camp. Just one camp is $997 for people that re-attend, but for you, it's absolutely free for a whole year. And access to my cash buyers, $5,594 if you're going to do this all by yourself. And that's not including all the marketing and stuff that you got to put together yourself as well. Take a look at what Jonathan had to say. As you know, since I'm 21 years old, I quit college, I work at Best Buy, and I'm totally new to real estate. I have a friend that is flipping houses, so I thought I'd give it a try. My parents thought I was nuts for getting into this real estate thing until 32 days after taking your wholesale training, I collected a check for $7,500. Hello, wholesaling, goodbye, Best Buy. This was last May. Last May, he took the course. And in June, actually, the check reads May 30th. 30 days later, basically, he gets a check for $7,500. Come on. Working at Best Buy. You got it. You got it. Fast action. If you sign up tonight, then you're going to get an extra 2 weeks for a total of 6 weeks of coaching with me. $200 value. You're also going to get BBI training and coaching grant that you can use towards purchasing property if you decide to buy a property. If you want extra coaching or you want to take a different type of training through me, you get a $200 grant that you can use, and that's a savings right there of $200. And then an hour strategy session where you and I get on the phone and it's just me and you hammering it out, making sure that you're staying the course, that you're not lost in the wilderness anymore, and you are into the promised land, making sure that you get paid. Hourly consultations in my office are $350. Now, with everything that I mentioned, plus your bonuses of tonight only, then you're looking at $63.44 out of your pocket. Well, Jonathan just did one deal for $7,500. Does that pay for the whole thing? Yes, it does, and leaves them some profits, doesn't it? Well, Dan asked me out. He's asked me out twice, last July and today, so I promise I do the same thing as I did last July. About that price, it's $9.97. That's it. Here's the cool thing, I'm in your backyard. I'm not someone from Florida that's gone for the weekend. I'm a club owner as well. I've got accountability here. I got to do what I say. So, let me tell you, if you felt in your gut for the longest time that this is a business that you've been wanting to get into, and you want to understand how you can do properties like I just did over in Alabama, or like Jonathan did to make $7,500 and didn't put one red cent because the kid doesn't even have a checking account, he deposits his check in Best Buy in his mom's account, and he makes $7,500, why not you? And where else are you going to get someone in your backyard that does as many deals as black belt investors and has the experiences we do for a measly $9.97? So if you know here, and you know here, and you know here that this course is for you, and it's time for you to get uncomfortable and get into that zone of making paychecks every single Friday by flipping properties without the use of cash or credit, then you need to see Anna Maria right there. And she'll take it from there. Otherwise, I will see you in Stockton, I will see you in Buena Park, and I will see you in your own backyard of Santa Barbara. Thank you.
Right, Sensei.
Can my husband attend or not?
Spouses can attend for an additional $500. Spouses are an additional $500. Any other questions before I step out?
And partners.
Partners, $9.97. I said spouses. You got to be married. Absolutely.
What additional monies do you think on top of that initial investment are you going to need for marketing?
Most investors spend about $150 to $250 a month to get their business up. That's it. That's it. Good. Come on out here. You want to come talk to me and ask questions. Let's go.